Hi everyone, we are Airsoft Taiwan. Today I want to tell you a new product from the SRC. It's called the SR5, and there are several models inside this user manual. And today we have the SR5A2 and SR5A3. And the feature about this product is powered by CO2 cartridge, and the CO2 cartridge is actually installed inside the magazine. This magazine carries about 36 rounds BB bullet, and the feature about this magazine is very unique. We used to tighten the hex screw from the bottom of this magazine, but this one doesn't. You can press this button right here. Okay, you can see a button right here, right? If you press this button, you can pull out the whole internals, and you can see a cylinder right here. You can remove this cap, and once you remove this cap, you can insert the CO2 cartridge inside, and you can insert and tighten this cap so you can use the CO2 power. And this magazine actually, they will carry about 36 rounds BB bullet, and the caliber will be the 6mm. And about these other features is, okay, the first of all, once you use the magazine and if there's no ammunition inside, you can insert the magazine, but when you cock it, you can see there's a gap right here, right? Okay, that means the nozzle was stopped by the magazine. So you can pull the trigger, but there's nothing will happen. So they, through this structure, they can realize one thing, that is, if the magazine is empty, you can't dry fire it. Okay. And as you see, there are some features. If we use the magnet to test it, the upper receivers are made of steel, and the lower receiver is made of polymer. And as for the front side base, the mount is not made of steel, and as for the flash hider, they are not. And all the pins, they are made of steel too, and including the rear side. And of course, we know the charge handle is made of steel too. Later we will field strip it. And it comes with several functions: the safety, semi-fire, and full auto. And they have a space inside the stock, so you can open it, just like the AG. And you have a small space inside, you can store some accessories. And later we will field strip the whole weapons and let you see those details. Okay, now we field strip this one, and we use the SR5A3 as demonstration, so you can see this retractable stock. And the SR5A3, actually the retractable stock has two positions, the shortened and the extended one. So there's just two selections. And as you see, we can field strip this one. You can see the upper receiver, stock, bolt carrier, lower receiver, magazine, handguard, auto barrel, and those internals. And remember, I just told you, you can cock it and use it well. You don't need to worry about the materials. It's because actually these items are made of steel or iron. So I think they are durable. And as for the others, we have the hop-up buckings right here. And the whole set of this hop-up chamber is actually an integrated piece one. So you can insert and replace the inner barrel, but I think the size may be a little bit different compared with the Marine. So if you want to exchange or upgrade it, maybe you can think about that. And as for the internals inside the trigger box, I use the magnet to test the materials. The bolt bearings in front of the hammer is made of steel, but as for the hammer, the sear inside, they are made of zinc. But as for the disconnector and the fire pin, they are made of steel. And as for the bolt carrier design in a little bit different, but you can still see the nozzles is a little bit different. And due to the power is by the CO2 cartridge, so the springs are so tense. And they are tightened and secured by two screw drives next to the both sides of the bolt carrier, and there's a clip inside to make sure the screw drive won't drop out and stock the whole bolt carrier. and the recoil guide tube is in one piece. And to field strip this gum is very easy. You need to remove the stock first, and of course we know you got to remove the pin. Then the difference is here's the hex screws in both sides of the rail guide. You need to remove it so you can pull out the whole bolt carrier. Now you can remove the whole bolt carrier so you can easy to maintain it. And later we will test the FPS and the recoil. Okay, now we want to test the FPS and the recoil. We use the CO2 cartridge and 0.2 BB. We will take 3 shots. And the first one. Okay, the recoil kicks nearly 1, and the FPS go to about 122, which means about 403. Okay, the next shot. Okay, the recoil kicks nearly 1, and the MPS go to 122, which means about 402. And the last shot. Okay, the recoil kicks 1, and the MPS go to 122, which means about 401. So the FPS and the MPS are really stable, and the recoil kicks average about 1. Okay, now we want to do another test. We already finished the recoil and FPS. So we want to test how many rounds we can fire. We just use one single CO2 cartridge. So we already filled this weapon with the 0.2 BB, and now we want to tighten and use this CO2 cartridge to test how many rounds we can fire. Okay. Now we need to insert to this magazine, and now we want to test how many rounds it fired. Okay. Okay, now we want to keep on test our test. Okay, there are 5. We fired 35 rounds, but they lost one single round. Now we want to keep on reload this magazine. We already fired with 35 rounds before. Okay, so we totally fire 555 rounds BB bullet, and the FPS will start from the 344, and then they coming up and down, and start to drop gradually until to the middle. When the first magazine is running out, it drops to about 349, which means about 106 MPS. And then it keep firing, and we fire till the 54 or 55. Okay, and the MPS dropped to about 85, and the FPS dropped to about 281. Okay, so the FPS truly dropped a little bit gradually, but due to this power by CO2 cartridge, so it truly happens because it's the feature about this gas. But I think if you have enough magazines and you can use it, the CO2, the feature is you can fire it in cold conditions. So I think if you play in snow or frozen conditions, this one's still reliable. So if you like this product, please order from the Airsoft Taiwan online shop. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Wait a second, guys. We think we already finished all the tests, but when we try to loosen this CO2 cartridge, we find that actually there are still pressures inside. So maybe it's just frozen. So we already fill with this BB bullet, and we will keep on testing to find out the true result. Whatever, if it's just frozen or the CO2 cartridge is running out. So we will keep on our test. Okay, so it truly was frozen, and the MPS rise to about 113, and the FPS go to 370. So we will keep firing. Okay, I think the CO2 is running out. Okay, so according to our test, actually the rounds they can fire at least 84 rounds if you count all these less different rounds inside. 84 rounds, and the FPS drop to about 177 and MPS drop to about 54. So I want to change my result now. This is truly a good weapon, but if you want to fire, you need to consider about situation. Maybe the nozzle will be frozen. So control your rate of fire, and it can offer you 84 rounds BB bullet firepower. And of course, order from the Airsoft Taiwan online shop. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, I know you guys are still waiting for, right? Full auto test. Fresh CO2 cartridge, 35 rounds BB bullet, full auto test. The FPS start from the 400 set, which means about MPS 124. And after the full auto mode, okay, let's find out. It dropped to 95 in the 30 rounds. So, full auto mode.